Hey there, guys. It's Kage DQT coming at you now. I probably should have did this before the event started. In fact, I probably should have done this a while back, but I wanted to essentially go over how it is I prep for these events. Like how do I get a leg up on people? What am I doing differently to prepare for these events? Because I know they're coming, and I'm just going to go over some things here. Nothing too crazy, nothing maybe too mind blowing for most people, but I mean, I have mentioned this before. Main things are if I know an event's coming, the day of reset, first things I do not touch my dailies. Like if I know there's an event coming out in 7 hours after reset, I'm going to leave my dailies alone. Why? Because generally on an event there's new units, and right away I want to throw those new units into the XP quest. I want to throw them right in there because, I mean, I'm at a point where I don't really have nothing left to really level. I mean, it is what it is. Or, I just want to get those guys up quickly and then throw them into Battle Road and see how far I can clear. So I keep everything. I don't do anything. No XP, no gold, not even the Master Quest, though I probably don't have to. I could probably do that one. But ever since the Valentine's Day, when I noticed they actually put that into a requirement for a daily, like for daily to, hey, if you do your XP and your gold quest, you get some extra tokens. And I just so happened to never do my gold quest until the reset, so that helped out too. Plus, you never know when they're going to do campaigns either. So, case in point, I had saved my XP quest. This XP event up comes, boom, I got extra XP for just waiting a couple hours. So, I mean, that's number one. Hold off on these. Don't do them. I mean, especially if you know what's coming. Now, another main one that I do is, and some people, may not be able to do this, is if the day before, I know the exact day before, generally like an hour before reset, I'll get as much stam as I can. I'll boost my stam up to like 480, somewhere around there, 480, 490. And I won't really use any stam for the day until the event hits, because I mean I don't really need anything at this point, and if I lose a little bit of stam, big whoop. But so instantly I'll have my refreshes done for yesterday. I'll have almost 500 stam at my disposal, and I'll just go in and I'll work on an A rank unit. And I mean, as you can see here, I'll show you off what I've been working on for the current event, and I've already got Medusa done. Bloody Hands at 3, Cyclops is at 3, and I'll work Ghoul up at some point in time. And I've already, made a lot of good progress towards this event. I've just from, getting a leg up by prepping. I mean, Draki's getting close to being done already too. I'm going to go in. Another thing I did with this event is I always send in a clear team first. I don't try and squeeze out a little bit of XP for units. Like, I'll just send in a heavy hitter team and I will clear everything, because then I can come in afterwards and I could just send in like a scrub team, like little team, and use some skip tickets. So I mean, I eventually cleared all these guys up on very hard, and then I sent in my scrub team with skip tickets, and I just used them and I got them up a bunch of levels, and it works out. I mean, it's just how it is. It's, yeah, can I got them all done in battle roads a little bit quicker, or grinded them out there, sure. But, maybe instead of just using those units, you could use some other units that aren't in a battle road and boost them up as well, as opposed to just trying to, maximize XP out for these. So it's just kind of like laying the groundwork down. Like, what's the best way to do this? Well, push through and then, go for the A rank unit first. Now, that's generally been my best tactic, is always going for that A, because the A isn't going to come back anytime soon. There is going to be something called Recollection. It'll be down the road. We may get it a couple months from now. And they'll slowly trickle out units from previous events, but I always go for the A, because the A will never be back in a timely manner. The other units, the B and so forth and down, they will be re-released at some point in time. They will pop up somewhere, either in new story missions or some other event or something. So those are less of a priority, unless they have something special to them, like Mandrake from the last event from DQ5. He had a good tool set. If you did not get him, if you did not up him at least to 4, you done fucked up. He's a really good unit. But those are some of the essential ways that I clear the groundwork. And I mean, always having materials on hand to rank up these guys and just getting them up quickly and getting through their battle roads quickly. Because as soon as you can push through the battle roads quickly, especially with this current event, you're able to just go in and easily grind out the XP on these guys, like even more so than before. I mean, I'm manualing this stuff, and I already finished Medusa, and I already finished a bunch of these other units, but it gives you a lot more room to push through quickly. Other than that, I mean, there's not really too much else to this. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, just having the extra stam on hand, being able to blitz through the events day one and get a feel for them. Because, I mean, as soon as you have an idea or you have a heads up on things, you're ahead of the game. I mean, the quicker you get this stuff done, the quicker you can move on to the next part. Because we will have part 2 to this event with a couple more farmable units and some other things coming in a couple of days. So there will be more to this event. But generally, that's the best way to handle these, is to always have some prep work involved, have extra stam ready to go. I mean, even if you only do, the lower end stam refreshes, I mean, if you're not a big time spender, it's 40 gems for the first 3. That's 240 stam, and then another 180 gems for another 240 stam right there. And that's, I mean, that's essentially you've filled up your bar almost to the top, and you go into this event and you can just start, getting a leg up on it, taking the new A rank unit. I mean, for this event here, you don't even have to worry on the battle road for having the paid unit for this one. I mean, he didn't really. I got him at the very end. I actually got him on some free tickets, or free gems rather, earlier this morning, after I'd cleared this that I've already pushed through. So it wasn't really a big deal, but it's just having that taken care of. Because again, these events are time sensitive. You want to cover as much ground as you can, and the other stuff, it's always going to be there. Like, did you really need to use all your stamina for the day farming some story missions or working on some of the other old world content? Whereas the stuff with the times, you want to get it done, because eventually they'll give you a little bit of a break. They'll do like a slower event towards the end of the month once this one dies down, and that's where you can, go back to looking at the other content. But essentially, that's like the main ways to do things, is to just kind of, give yourself some extra stam, go into the event, able to attack things pretty quickly. Don't worry too much about some stam degradation or some, stam being lost in the ether, because again, I mean, you're saving yourself more time by just going in. And I mean, if you can farm yourself and a 2 or 3 awakening of a limited time unit on day 1, you're already way ahead. Because I mean, if you get them, for most folks, to awakening 4, that's not too bad. That's, it has both its resist, and you can move on to some other stuff. And people like myself who are really CP hungry or like to max everything, we can push for the 5. But getting that done and then figuring out what are the units you want, and also being able to get stuff out of the shop a lot quicker day 1 it's awesome. It's a good thing to have. So other than just kind of like laying the prep work down and doing things that way, there's not really too much else to it. Plus, sometimes newer units do help out in some of the content. Like Medusa's curse ability is pretty interesting. I might actually do a spotlight on a max powered Medusa, since we do have that unit maxed out to the gills. I know some people mentioned about, well, Medusa doesn't really have 400 wisdom to hit the cap for the spells, and well, of course not. It's an A unit, maybe at A7, even with like my best stat rolls and some of this stuff, it's only hitting 358 on wisdom. But otherwise, guys, just want to get this out there to you. These are good ways to go. These if you follow these little tips, if you just stockpile up some stab the day before, throw a couple of refreshes on, before the reset hits, and then just wait for the event and just go gangbusters on it, it already puts you ahead. You already secured yourself the new A rank unit, and you've already got that taken care of to at least 2 or 3 awakening with extra stam on hand, because you can get a good grip on things, and you may have to use up some other materials and other things too. But then, well, hey, you used all that extra stam to get more tokens, and then you used those tokens to buy the stam herbs out of the shop, and you got the unit done. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully this helps somebody out, gives you an idea how to do things, and see you next time. Take care.